ADCB presents Top Guns in association with Audi. Welcome to Top Guns. In this week, we feature a major corporate personality, a leader who truly knows how to inspire and motivate his people. He's passionate about his people, his products, cricket, and reading. He's part of a Fortune 500 company. The company is Unilever, and the man is Sanjiv Mehta. His childlike thrill with every small element of his work and life, his exemplary leadership qualities, his exposure to critical markets around the world, and turning them around have been some of his greatest strengths. He talks, lives, and breathes his products. He is a voracious reader, and collecting art is amongst his other passions. And now we are with the man himself, Sanjiv Mehta. Sanjiv, welcome to the show.
Pleasure. Pleasure's mine.
Let's start by asking a bit about your childhood. Where were you born? Where were you brought up? Where did you spend your childhood years? We'd love to know that.
You know, born in Kanpur, raised in Mumbai, is Bombay as we knew it. My father was a central banker, a family with strong values, where education was right top of priority. You know, the childhood memories are still etched in our mind, lovely memories. Playing is like most Indians of my age, passionate about cricket. And at one stage, I still remember, I changed my schools because I wanted to go and play for a better school, which had a better cricket team.
Right.
But very soon realized that I don't think I had great talent. And very early in my life, I was very clear I wanted to be a chartered accountant. And so I took up chartered accountancy, and I did it with my graduation. And at a very young age, I became a chartered accountant.
What happened after that? So you specialized in CA, chartered accountancy.
Yep.
And did you got a job somewhere right after that? And
I was lucky. I was amongst the toppers in India. And if you do well in CA, you have a lot of corporates who approach you. So I was in a pretty fortunate position that instead of hunting for jobs, I had corporates who come. And I remember there were about 40, 50 of these corporates who had written to us, inviting us. And I had zeroed in, incidentally, on two corporations. One was Unilever, and the other was Union Carbide. And Unilever had based me in Calcutta with Lipton. And here was I, a Bombay kid. And Union Carbide was headquartered in Bombay. So it wasn't much difficult to exercise the choice of joining a Bombay company. And that's how I joined Union Carbide.
And when you joined Union Carbide, what was your first position? How did you rise up?
I joined in corporate finance. And then we had a wonderful chairman, a gentleman called Vijay Gokhale, who I would still look back and say that in my professional life, he was my first mentor. And I remember one day he called me and said, Sanjeev, I want you to get pure business experience. And one of the best ways of getting a business experience is to join corporate audit.
Right.
So then I went to do corporate audit, and I toured around the country, I went abroad, and here I was, completely getting tuned in with Union Carbide, learning different tricks, different functions, different businesses. And till that day, end of 1984, I was about a little over a year into the business when the accident happened. The gas emanating from our premises in Bhopal. And after a few weeks, here I was in Bhopal as part of the small crisis team.
What was the exact aftermath of the crisis? What happened?
The biggest task we first had was neutralizing some of the balance MIC. MIC, if you recall, was methyl isocyanate, the gas which had escaped and which was responsible for all the killings that had happened, the deaths that had happened. Once that got over, then it was all about investigation. It was about separating our people. It was about helping our legal teams from India and US. It was about, very importantly, is rehabilitating the victims. And the crisis team was responsible for every aspect of this.
What was your biggest learning experience, being in that situation for a year and a half?
It was, it was a tragedy of huge proportions. But from a personal perspective, it was an amazing learning experience. And I believe that was the moment when a boy became a man, is in terms of leading large teams, in terms of empathizing with people, in terms of dealing with government, in terms of lateral thinking, in terms of multitasking, in terms of understanding the core of corporate responsibility. All those things, I think, came home to me very loud and clear. After that, I moved back to corporate finance. I got responsible. I became head of corporate finance and also in charge of new business development. And after another year and a half, I moved over to sales and marketing.
Wow.
So then after...
different divisions, huh?
This was basically sales and marketing of Eveready, which was the dry cell business. And yeah, Union Carbide was the market leader in India. And I then became the head of Bombay branch, which was one of the largest branches of Union Carbide.
So in years, how many years in total you spent in Union Carbide?
I spent about 8 years in Union Carbide.
Tell us about your journey to Unilever. How did that happen?
Is the vice president then of Hindustan Lever. He called me and asked me, why don't you come and see Unilever in Dubai over the weekend? And here I was in Dubai, sunny Dubai, landing here on a Saturday morning.
What year was this?
It was August 1992. And Unilever had just come on shore. And that was a time when we had just got married. Mona was working as a corporate banker for HSBC. And we had a lovely life, it was a great apartment. So no intentions of leaving Bombay and coming to Dubai. I still believe the reason why I joined Unilever then was the way they treated me when I came here for 2 days. The way they received me from the airport is the way they had scheduled my appointments for the 2 days, meeting the different directors, engaging with different people, giving me a perspective of the business, making me feel important and wanted.
Amazing.
And that made me really take
so
the
professional
decision.
The way they handled
Oh, absolutely.
people. So in 92, when you had the first meeting with them,
yeah.
So when did you agree to say, okay, I'm going to join Unilever?
I went
Dubai?
back and then we had a chat. I remember Mona and we took the decision to take a plunge. So here I was in October, I came here and joined, and within a couple of days I called up Mona and said, quit your job and come over.
We'd been married for about 7-8 months when this decision came. And it's very funny, I remember we were sitting down with a paper. We wrote pros and cons, since both of us are CAs and accountants and all of that. So we wrote pros on one side, cons on one side. And we put everything that we could think of down, including, our salaries and our friends and blah, 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 whatever, moving away from family. Both Sanjiv and I had an opportunity in our lives to study abroad, and we both decided at different phases of our life that we don't want to settle abroad. So this was a strange decision to take. And yeah, that's it. We just saw that the pros line was bigger than the cons, and we decided to move.
If you're wanting to handle a bigger business, succeed in the business, growth in shares, growth, developing your team, developing your people, and very importantly, leaving your legacy and footprints behind, that's self-fulfillment, and that's what success to me would be.